It's the most wonderful time of the year. And it is. There is no question that in the Northern Hemisphere, and certainly in the United States of America in particular, because that's where we are, there is a feeling of joy, happiness, peace, and love that literally exudes from people, from places all around. It's that feeling that there is the possibility that joy, happiness, peace, and love are real. And I'm here to tell you they are. And that's really the basis of the holiday of Christmas. It's a religious event, but the religion that we all celebrate and revel in is the ability to bring joy, happiness, peace, and love. So let's have some fun and just pick up a few little pointers about the holiday that's just really interesting from the perspective of what we are about as Americans. We are a commercial nation. We're a commercial people. We are givers also. So if you unite commercialism with giving, guess what you get? Lots of spending, right? But we're calling it investing. I mean, investing in other people, because that's really what giving is all about. Giving is a mechanism to connect people. And that's really why people give gifts, buy gifts, send gifts, think of others. I don't care if it's a card, if it's an item, it's something substantial. It doesn't matter. It's the point of it. And sometimes it does matter what it is, of course, because there's sometimes that husband and wives and children and such really want to do something special at this time of year. So on average, a family spends close to $1,000 during the Christmas season, $976 and some odd cents. But just think of that as an average. That means there are some people spending way more, as you know. But let's take a look at something else that's interesting. Christmas trees. So Christmas trees are not fundamental to the holiday. Matter of fact, they're very recent in historical perspective. It was only when Prince Albert and Queen Victoria, who were husband and wife, when Albert came, he was a prince in Germany, in a German state, and he brought a German tradition to England, which was a Christmas tree. They didn't have it prior to that. That was in 1848. And then, of course, it caught on because the royals did it, and it was brought to the United States and became a big hit, and people do it. So people had no background whatsoever with Christmas trees, such as Catholics from Sicily started bringing Christmas trees. Okay, it's a wonderful thing because it's the idea of evergreen. In other words, the bringing about of good things. Another interesting piece of Christmas lore is that it was not a federal holiday at all, celebrated extensively, but not always, not by everybody, and certainly not in business, until 1870. Ulysses S. Grant was the one who made the proclamation and set it as a federal holiday, not establishing a state religion, but as something to celebrate the glory of the Lord, of the Creator. And for those of you who don't believe, okay, you don't believe. But that's the genius. 1870. Now, we Americans had been living in this country since 1620 or so. So you're talking about a couple hundred years, 250 years plus, that before the holiday became established. And thank God it grew and grew and grew. As I said, in my humble opinion, it's less of God today than there used to be, but so be it. But it's now an established day. And then, of course, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer appeared in 1939. That was done because a then existing company called Montgomery Ward commissioned some writers to write stories for children, to obviously with the Montgomery Ward catalog and such like that, to get them involved and make it much more fun. And that's what happened. He wrote the story of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And then it became even more interesting when Coca-Cola had done it in 1931, but once the Rudolph story caught on, Coca-Cola made their Santa even more jolly, red coat, big white beard, and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in his sleigh. So they combined together so people would think about Coca-Cola without the cocaine. And okay, and the story from Montgomery Ward. And again, they kept building because we are a commercial people. There's nothing wrong with it. And of course, the whole idea is built around this remarkably powerful channel of goodness. I'm going to end on a very interesting, strange note, but I think you'll like it, because today a lot of people have dogs and cats too, but a lot of people have dogs, sometimes more than they have children. But I'm going to urge everybody to use the Christmas holiday to understand the ability to love dog poop. Did Barry Shore say dog poop? Dog poop, yes. Because dog poop is one of the great acronyms that fits perfectly with Christmas. Because dog poop stands for doing of good, power of one person. Doing of good. That's what happens around now. That's what you want to do. You want to do good. People are looking for the opportunity to do good. Doing of good. The power of one person. If Christmas teaches us anything, it's the power of one person. You can go mad. You can make a difference. I urge everybody to reach out one person to another, to another, to another, to another, one person at a time, doing of good with that mindset so your thoughts, your words, your deeds align. And we bring about that which has been foretold in prophecy from the ancient traditions, the biblical ancient traditions going back thousands of years. There will be peace on earth to people of goodwill. Go forth. Live exuberantly. Spread the seeds of joy, happiness, peace, and love. Listen to Ode of Joy coming up.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Joy of Living podcast. Now that's another step towards your healthier, happier, and wealthier life. Never hesitate to do good in the world, no matter what the situation. Join us for another upbeat discussion next time at barryshore.com. And be sure to leave a rating and subscribe to the show to get more conversations like this. And remember to share it with your family and friends too. See you on the next episode.